Click the link in the description for your free Amsoil catalog. Before we get started, I'd like to give a quick shout out to some of our friends. The Eastern Snowmobile Racing Hall of Fame. Search for them on Facebook. Central Minnesota Pond Racing. Search for them on Facebook. The historic Lancaster Motel for the ultimate Eastern trail riding adventure. Crane's Snowmobile Museum at 172 Main Street in Lancaster, New Hampshire. The Vintage Snowmobile Club of America Quarterly Magazine. The New Hampshire Snowmobile Museum at Bear Brook State Park in Allenstown, New Hampshire. And lastly, if you decide to advertise with the Vintage Snowmobile Podcast, this could be your advertising message. Well, good evening and welcome to the podcast. I'm really glad you're here. I have a robust lineup of vintage snowmobile entertainment on tap for you tonight, including a live guest. But before we get into all of that, I want to make sure that everything is working properly. So if you can see my face and hear my voice, I'm going to ask you to leave a comment. Please let me know where you're viewing this from and whether you are a first-time viewer or a regular viewer. Now, to our first-time viewers, if this is your first time hanging out with us tonight, I hope you have a good time with us tonight, and I hope you decide to join us here each and every Thursday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Time for another fun-filled episode of the Vintage Snowmobile Podcast. Now, this podcast simulcasts to 8 different places across Facebook and YouTube. So wherever you're viewing this right now, just circle back in 1 week's time, and we'll be waiting for you with another episode. Now, to our regular viewers who are here week after week, month after month, and season after season, you guys are the ones who make this possible, and we really, really appreciate that. So let's take a look at some comments, and we'll get the party started here. We've got Alan Gove in the house saying good evening from New Hampshire. Good evening back. Glad to have you here. Our good friend Ben Thomas is in the house saying good evening, watching from Carterville, New York, coming in loud and clear. We're glad to hear it. Our good friend Reese Fleury is in the house from Tupper Lake, New York. He said it sounds good. He's a regular viewer. Let's see. Kevin Culhane is in the house. We're working on getting him on the podcast at some point in the future. He says loud and clear, Sudbury, Ontario. Jim Holbrook is in the house. Jim from Thetford Center, Vermont, regular viewer. Yeah, Jim, thank you so much for coming on. And, oh, my good friend Mary Seguin's in the house. How you doing, Mary? It's really nice to see you. Thank you for joining us tonight. Midnight Rider from Northwest Minnesota, fairly regular viewer. Well, hopefully we can convert you to being a regular viewer after tonight. I hope the fun is that good for you that you decide to come back more regularly. Alan Gove saying regular viewer. James Whiteside is, hey, Mikey, loud and clear in Illinois. Cool deal. Mad Dog is in the house. Hello from Wisconsin, regular viewer. Thank you for that. My friend Andrew Strakos from Granville, New York is here. Appreciate that. Nice to see you, Andrew. David from Alaska Railroad says, good evening, Mike. Richard Brazo from Coleman, Wisconsin is saying hello. Nice to see you. Glenn Ford says hello, regular viewer from Vernon Center, New York. Johnny Chukalowski says good here in Maine, New York. Someone on Facebook is saying loud and clear from Sudbury, Ontario. I wonder if that is, I don't know. I just lost my place. But anyway, glad that you're here. John Chukalowski says, sounds good in Maine, New York. I thought we looked at that one. Rick and Katrina Dumont are here with a thumbs up. Tim Bewick says, third show, Marlboro, New York. I'm glad you're here for the third time. We appreciate that. Hopefully many more to come. Johnny Ride is here. Hello, Mike. John and Sue are here in Ocean Isle Beach, North Carolina. Good to see you again. Yeah, thank you so much for coming on. Mike Bartlett says hello from Durhamville, New York. Brad Hulls, I believe he's the former racer we've all heard about, is in the house tonight from Humboldt, Saskatchewan. I'll take one more and then we'll get started. Jeff Wesner from Wisconsin is in the house. Thank you so much. Great to see you. Now, we're going through all of these names, all of these people saying hello, people in the comment section, but there's one missing. You know why that is? I'm talking about Stacie and Art Fosler. They've been watching us from the very beginning. Well, guess what? You know why they're not in the comments? It's because they are our guest tonight. So let's bring on Art Fosler and Rob Hilditch. Art, how are you doing tonight?
Good. How are you, Mike? Hi, Rob.
Oh, we don't have audio on Rob. Let's see. That might have done it. No, let me see. Try unmuting it. It shows that it's muted.
There.
That might have done it. There we go. Rob, how you
There
doing
we go.
tonight?
Good.
So yeah, Rob, how fun is this? How cool is this that we've got our regular viewer from the very beginning, Art Fosler, hanging out with us tonight on the podcast? How fun is that?
Forward to see his collection.
Absolutely. So Art, tell us a little bit about yourself. Where are you viewing this from, and what would you say is your favorite brand of snowmobiles?
Well, I'm from Plattekill, New York, born and raised there, and my favorite brand snowmobile's got to be Polaris. I've had a Polaris right from the beginning. I've had different types of sleds over the years that I've tried and stuff, but Polaris seems to be my main machine that I like to ride.
Wonderful. Yeah, one of the top brands for sure. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
I've had from 1971 all the way up to newer ones today.
Nice. And is that what it says on your hat? Are you able to tilt your head down a little bit? Is that
That's one of the
Polaris
model sleds I have. Polaris Edge X.
Nice.
2003, that one was.
Very cool.
Yep.
71's your oldest?
71's the oldest one, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
When did the Polaris start?
Oh, I'm not sure. I know. Yeah, 64, maybe even back as far as possibly 62. Maybe I want to say.
Engine sleds. Yeah, well, those rear.
Yeah, the rear engine, the snow travelers, and like that. Yeah. Yep.
Yes.
But I've always kind of collected mine by the ones that really caught my eye growing up around snowmobiles and stuff, and and that's what I've tried to collect.
Nice. It's all about the memories. I know it is for me. Is it about the memories for you as well?
A lot of memories.
Sure.
Yep.
Sure.
One of the one sled you're going to see tonight is the first sled I ever had a ride on, even as a young kid. So that was one of the reasons why I wanted that sled, And
that's amazing.
Yeah. So it's pretty cool. I really enjoy it. And
my first sled I ever rode on, we ended up walking home, and it was a fox track. That's why we call it walk track. You had to walk back after you went for a ride.
Right. Yeah. The first one I actually got to drive myself was an old Starcraft, and I couldn't even tell you what model it was now. It was, a long time ago.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Very cool.
But is your favorite the TXL?
Not necessarily. I'm more of a straight out TX free air guy. I like that the best. Yeah.
So like 76, 77 in that area?
Yep. 76, 77, 78. I have a 78. But
nice.
Yep.
Cool. Well, that's a perfect. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say that's a perfect setup to look at some of these video clips that you've sent to us. The first one we're going to look at is your 71. It's a Polaris TX Charger 300. Let me cue that up here. We'll take a look at it, and then we'll react on the other side. And by all means, for our viewers, if you have comments, questions, anything to say about these sleds we're going to look at, please leave comments for us in the comment section, and we'll take a look at those too. But yeah, let's take a look at this clip.
This is my 1971 Polaris TX Charger 300. I restored this back in 2000. It has a 294cc free air motor with twin Mikuni carbs on it. It has 1,638 miles on the odometer, but I fully restored it, so it's got virtually no miles on it. Had high and low beam headlights. Actually, it was off, low, and high. This was your storage area to keep whatever you needed to keep in your sled, spare plugs or whatever it may be. Gas tank was on the back of the sled, which made it not as stable a ride as the ones when they started putting the gas tanks up by the dashboards. There was no brake lights on these, only side marker lights. It has a cleated track with fiberglass suspension rails on it. Hood lifted off for easy access to the motor. They were pretty simple back then. And they had a fair amount of chrome on them. Chrome bumpers, chrome handlebars, chrome brake lever and throttle lever. So that's my 71 TX.
Yeah, very cool, Art. That is a very, very nice restoration.
Thanks.
Sure. Hey, Rob, any reactions to that?
Do you have a before and after? There's the after picture. Do you have a before? What kind of shape was it when you got it?
It wasn't rusted out per se. I had one spot by one of the ski legs that was rotted out that had to do metal work on. The body itself was fairly straight. I just had to pretty much clean it up, paint it, reupholster the seat, rechrome the bumpers and like that. And the gas tank had some rot holes in it, so I fixed them and put the coating in the tank to help protect it from leaking anymore. And just repainted it all up and, redid the motor, new rings, stuff like that in it.
But, I heard they put the gas tank back for better traction.
Better traction? Yeah. Well, it definitely makes a difference when the tank is up front, I feel. They at one point in time, somebody had put a tank on the front of the sled. And when I switched it to the back, I could tell a difference with them.
Does the headlight turn with the handlebars?
No, it does not. That's in a fixed position.
Yeah, that's in great shape.
Yeah, it
Have
sure
you
is.
taken that to shows and put it on display?
I've only taken it to one show so far, and I won second place with it at a show.
Nice.
Yep.
Very cool. Now we've got comments aplenty coming in. We've got Bill Nast saying hello. Nice to see you, Bill. Bill Nast, by the way, is father of the modern racer Lucas Nast. And I think they're out in Wisconsin right now. And if that's the case, Bill, confirm for him if you guys are out in Wisconsin right now at Eagle River.
They had a great weekend last weekend.
Wonderful. And then Robert Moran says he's here from Myrtle Beach, former Massachusetts resident, as am I. Very cool. Reese Fleury says, good evening, gentlemen. David from Alaska Railroad says hello to Art and Rob. Very cool. Johnny Ride says, looking almost retired, Art. Won't be long. Won't be long. That is cool, man. And then here we go. Jim Smith says, checking in from Arizona. Very cool. I know he's from out west. Yeah, very cool. I think he lives in Idaho, but I could be mistaken on that. But that's cool. We want to get him back on the podcast at some point too. So David from Alaska Railroad says, Polaris guy here too, Art. He rides a 1980 Polaris TXL and a 2005 Polaris 700 XC SP. Very cool.
Yes, very cool.
And then we've got someone saying a Fox Track was the first sled I ever rode, because I know we were talking about first sleds a little while back. Johnny Ride says my first sled was a flexible flyer in 1967. Nice. Tyler Lundgren says awesome sled art. Nice job on the restoration, and thank you for sharing. Very cool.
Welcome.
We've got someone saying a nice Polaris greetings from Pittsburgh, New Hampshire. Our good friend Armand Buteau, who's a big time rup collector. We'd love to get him on the podcast sometimes. Also, Dirk Seams, who was on a few weeks ago, he says looks great. James Whiteside says nice sled, beautiful. Absolutely. David from Alaska Railroad says I really love that 71 art. By the way, awesome Chevy bow tie on that shed door. Good call.
Yeah.
Yes, let me take a look at that. I did notice that earlier. Let's see. Yeah, right there.
Yeah, right there.
Very cool. Nice. Very cool. And Johnny Ride said, looks sweet art. And Bruce Halls says, very nice restoration job. And another comment here, those 71s won a lot of races. Brian Wilbur said, my first sled that I rode was a 67 Colt. First sled that he owns was a 70 Charger, which was probably very similar to this.
Yep.
Cool deal.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Well, cool. So any comments on this, Art, before we take a look at the next clip?
This one's got quite a few memories for me, you know, with the first ride ever on it.
Yes.
A family member had it, and he rode it, and he came over with it, and he gave me a ride on it, and I said, oh my God. And that was it. I was hooked.
Yes, no turning back.
No turning back. Then it
Very
was
cool.
was on working to trying to get one of my own.
Yes.
And then this sled had been sold and to two other people over the years, and I was able to get it back.
Wow.
Redo it. Yep.
Very cool. Nice. So let me remove this, and we're going to queue up another. This is a Polaris Colt that you have, a 1977. Let's take a look at that, and then we'll react to it on the other side.
This one's a little special to me. It's the first snowmobile I ever had. It's a 1977 Colt 250 SS, fan-cooled motor, twin carb Mikunis, and it was my first sled, and both my kids learned to ride snowmobiles on it as well. She's showing some wear now, but I have a granddaughter. Before you know it, we'll be ready to ride, so I'm gonna jump on getting this one all finished, restored, redo the seat, whatever it needs on it. I've got almost all the parts to rebuild an entire one, all from NOS down. Again, this one had the trunk lid in the back for any parts. Sports 1,088 miles on it. Also had a box up here and a cowl. I can't even get it open right now. That's the motor. And that's another one from my old sleds that I have. Like I say, this one's going to get restored soon so that my granddaughter can keep the generations of it going and learn how to ride on it. And a short story, quick, that I wanted to tell you was when I went with my mother to get this snowmobile, I walked in the door of the place, and the first sled that I saw was this one, but in a 77 TX. And I fell in love with that sled. And I ended up coming out with this one. So it was many years later, I was able to pick up this body style TX. All right, guys, have a good day.
Yeah, very nice art. Very nice. And I imagine there must be tons and tons of memories associated with that very sled right there.
While I was watching that, Mike, I had one pop in my head. I had the snowmobile for 1 week, and family members said, let's go upstate riding. A whole bunch of us is going. And I said, okay, let's go. And I'd never been on any kind of a long ride. And we did 300 miles that weekend. And we were out on Paseco Lake in upstate New York. And everybody said, I'll see you at the other side of the lake. Well, we all took off, and it was nighttime. And all I could see was a flickering tail light in the distance, because I had the smallest sled out there. And I was hoping they didn't leave the lake without me, because I wouldn't have known where to go.
Yes. Crazy.
Yep.
Crazy. And Rob, any reactions to this? Or?
Oh, a lot of my friends had them because they were so light. When they got stuck, if they were by themselves, it could get them out. Some of the other machines were so heavy. They were nice and light and easy to handle. A lot of people bought them for their wives and kids.
Yes.
Yep.
They were a popular machine.
They were very popular. I know where I lived, there were tons of them. And it was a lot of sled for the money. It was an entry level sled, but it was a fun sled, a great handling sled, quick for what it was, and just a lot of value for the money. And I don't think it's an accident that they were as popular as they were.
And for another thing was that they had a lot of stuff on them. They came with the tack and the speedometer. They came with the chrome skis. They came with more stuff than some of the other sleds would have come with normally.
Yes.
With the SS models, I should say.
Sure.
Yep.
Now, a friend of mine had one back in the day. I'm trying to get just the right angle here so I can show you what he did. But here we go. So you see these little vents, those kind of like those 4 little squares there between the headlights? He cut those out and just kept the vertical one in between, and he put a couple of yellow fog lights in there. And it was kind of a cool look. Yeah.
You could have put teeth in there and make it look like Jaws.
Yes.
Yeah. That's like when the first year of the XLT came out, they had the Night Rider light in the grills on them. It was pretty popular to put that on them. And they'd go through the trails, and they'd be going back and forth on the sled as you're riding through.
Nice.
Yep.
Nice. Oh, and we've got comments coming in. Let's see here. Oh, here we go. Robert Moran says, my first 75 Enticer family started riding in the late 60s on Johnson sleds, and then 80s they had snow jets and motor skis. Cool deal. And then Alan Gove says, my first sled that I drove, which was a neighbor's, was a 67 Sears. Then his folks bought a 70 Arctic Cat with a Wankel engine. And he says, I now own and take it to shows, gets first place and people's choice on that. Very cool.
That's great.
Steve Woodward says, hello from Rochester, New York. Got some snow finally. That is wonderful news. Let's see. David from Alaska Railroad says, beautiful Colt art. My heart has a very special spot for vintage Polaris snowmobiles. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Robert Moran says, I continued with Yamaha through the 90s. Very cool. Let's see. Someone on Facebook says, back in the day, my friend bought a new 72 Colt 294 SS. Boy, was I surprised when that cat beat my 71 440 TNT. Yeah. Reese Fleury says, my first sled was a 71 Motoski Capri 300. And this must be a relative of yours, Art. Kelly Fosler says, very lucky to have learned how to ride on that sled. Love you, Dad. So this must be your daughter.
Yep, that's my daughter. Yep.
Very nice.
Thank you, Kelly.
Thank you. Yeah, Kelly, thank you so much for popping in here. We appreciate that. Brent Corbin says, "Good evening, guys. That Colt keychain shell yellow would look great on my ski-doos." Yes. David from Alaska Railroad says, "I owned a 73 Colt SS340. That was an excellent sled. That Colt is the sled that turned me into a Polaris guy." Nice. And Ben Thomas says, "Awesome Colt art. Don't tell Rich Shad, but I'm a closet Polaris fan." Cool deal. Nice. Well, cool. So we've got one more Polaris to look at. Let me remove this, and we're going to take a look at a 78 TX 440 that is owned by Art. Let's get that queued up here, and we'll take a look.
This is another one of my sleds. It's a 1978 Polaris TX 440. I bought it out of a farmer's field for $300, and I've been slowly working on it. It's still pretty dirty. I got to get it cleaned up yet and finish it up, but she runs very well. It now has 841 miles on it. I think I bought it with maybe 600 on it. I want to run it around, make sure she ran good. Did the seat and the back trunk area. Pretty dusty from sitting in the shed over the summer. She's a work in progress. I got the new hood foam for under the hood and miscellaneous other things, and once I'm sure it's good, we'll put it to paint and finish striping it up, and should be ready to roll.
Yeah, very cool. Yeah, thank you, Art, for these video clips. These are wonderful, and these TXs of that era was so iconic.
Yeah. Like I say, the day I walked into the Polaris dealership and I saw first sled I saw was a TX. I always wanted one.
Nice. Very cool. And reactions, Rob?
How did you find those such low mileage on them? Wow.
Yeah, I don't know.
More than that in 1 year.
Yep. Like I say, this was sitting in behind the guy's barn on a farm, and he says, I said, "Would you want to sell that?" And he says, "Yep." So he says, "Give me $300 for it. You own it." So I brought it home, and about 2 hours later, I had it running.
Wow.
And,
the kids run it till it ran out of gas, and he parked it.
Yeah. Yep. And he had another. Yeah, he had another sled there too, but that one was a Scorpion, I think it was at the time. No, Scorpion? Yeah, it might have been Scorpion. But the Polaris, that was one I had to have.
Oh, for sure.
Nice
yeah, we
fun.
had when I was a teenager, we had a 76 or a 77 TX 250, and that was a great sled. A lot of good memories on that. And even the 250 was very fast.
My nephew lives next door to me, and he had a 89 Indy Trail 400 liquid cooled sled. And he says, "Come on, let's race this thing across the field, and I'll show you how fast my sled is." Well, he followed me by a sled length back the whole time. So,
wow,
he was pretty upset.
Yeah, because those 440s were really quick.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, and we've got comments coming in. Let me find my place here. Okay, here we go. Someone on Facebook, this is Armin Buto, says, "My first sled was a 64 Ski-Doo with a tin cab. A 10 horse would do 35 and often did. sometimes with two of my buddies hanging on. Very cool. Percy Mitchell says, greetings from Western New York. Nice to have you here, Percy. Mike Bartlett says, my first sled was a 78 Ski-Doo Citation. It was my mother's, and yes, I still have it. Now, was that first model year that was kind of smaller than the second generation? If that's the case, Mike, let me know, because I think I remember that my neighbor had one. We used to snowmobile quite often. I had that 76 TX 250, and she had that, and we rode a lot together. But I digress. Jeffrey Patton says, hello, Mike. Starting riding Articat in '69, switched to Polaris in '83, and still riding Polaris today. Very cool. Robert Moran says, lost more belongings out the back of those sleds. Worst location ever. Yes, those rear storage compartments would pop open. Yes. And if you made the mistake of putting drinks in there, you would lose those too. We lost drinks sometimes. And we were teenagers. We had drinks in there that we probably shouldn't have. And that was probably divine intervention.
Yeah.
So here we go. David from Alaska Railroad says, you're killing me, Art. All these beautiful sleds. I owned a 76 TX 340. I miss that sled so bad. TX sleds are my favorite. Yeah. TXs are hard to beat. Oh, and TX stands for Textron. I never made that connection, but I imagine that's the case.
Yep. Yeah. Textron had them. Yeah.
And then I've actually got these in reverse order. Rick and Katrina Dumont say, what did the TX stand for? And then, of course, we have the answer. TX means Textron, which that's who owned Polaris at the time. Mark Rediel says, still can't get over how poorly some folks treat sleds and let them sit out there all year to rot. It's true. Can't imagine leaving one of those out in the field like that. And our good friend James Spranger says, can you crank it up? And unfortunately, we're not live with that sled right now, so it's not an option. But maybe someday we'll get a video of that. It would be cool to see that running. They had a really distinctive sound. And Reese Fleury says, I have a 69 Colt 634 with a Hearth engine. Also had, as a kid, a 73 TX 400. I wouldn't mind finding another 73 TX. Yeah. Very cool. Yeah. Very cool. Well, any final thoughts on this, Art, before we change gears? Or
no, that's pretty much it. Hopefully in the future I'll drag out a couple more and I'll show you some other ones I have.
Yes, please do. And as you're doing, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I have a couple different other sleds. I have Skidoo. I have Moto Ski that I have still in my collection that I'll show you. And one, hopefully we can do something where I'm going to redo it. I picked up a 79 Moto Ski Grand Prix Special, and that only has 600 something miles on it. Sat in a guy's basement for 30 years. So I'm going to redo that. And so maybe I can send you some stuff with it in progress and stuff like that as I'm doing it.
Totally. Yeah. Please keep us posted on that restoration project and any others too of these other Polarises that you're planning to restore. Please keep us posted with little video clips on that. And it's a good excuse to have you on in the future too, to come on with an update,
Okay.
But cool. So we are on item number 2. It's time for a few announcements. And this is the part of the program where we get out of Rob's way and he talks to us about Amsoil. So we're going to put him full screen here and he's going to talk to us about Amsoil.
Okay, Mike. Since it's a snowmobile show, a lot of times we talk about the Interceptor, how it makes the engine run cooler, more performance, more horsepower. Just makes the engine perform better. You can get it in 2 different size containers, and we also have the Dominator for the racing application. And some people with the older machines like to run the Dominator because it has a stronger film strength and all that. Chain case is available for the snowmobiles. The product for the ethanol is available. And some of the old ones that are pre-mixed, we have 100-to-1. It's been out since 1972 at 100-to-1. Doesn't matter what your ratio calls for. Amsoil runs at 100-to-1. Now, we talked about before how to become a preferred customer, and you can buy everything directly from Amsoil. Mike will tell you how to get one of the catalogs. And in the catalogs, we have the prices right in there. Tell you what the price is. Like a case of the gallon containers. I got to look. $205, and as a preferred, you get it for $145. You save $60 on a case. Costs you $10. Be a preferred customer for 6 months. Case of quartz, 12 quarts in a box, $156. You get it for $110. $54 on a case you save. The chain case, $15. You get it for $10.69. So you save almost $15 on a case. Now, every month when you order something, Amsoil gives you a promotion. This month they got a wand that's a magnet, stretches out. But one thing neat about it, if I can, it has a light on it. So if you're looking down to find something, you can go down and find it and pick it up. And that's for anybody who's a preferred customer that orders $75 or more. There's a code free wand you put down when you're doing your order, and you get this free. Now, a lot of people have a shop or a business in their retails. The retail guys, if they order $500 worth of product, Amsoil's going to send them a floor mat.
There we go.
This one's off my front door. I just went and cleaned it, brought it in. But for a $500 order, Reese, you get one of those. But if you want more information, how to become a preferred customer, a retailer, or commercial, and buy stuff directly from Amsoil, Mike will send you one of the catalogs, tell you all the prices, all the benefits. You buy it directly from Amsoil, get the best possible discount available.
Absolutely. In fact, there's a link in the description for a free catalog. Just click that, fill it out. We'll get a free catalog out to you. Also, if you're curious about this preferred customer program that Rob's been talking about, it's similar to a Costco membership. It's just $10 to join. And in most cases, you're going to save well more than that $10 just on your first order. So if you click the link in the description for the preferred customer program, that takes you to where you just a couple of clicks, now you're a preferred customer, then start shopping, and everything that you add to your cart is going to come up at the deepest level of discount. By clicking my link, now I'm your Amsoil dealer. So anytime you have questions or need help with anything, Rob and I are both available here to help you. So that connects us to each other in that way, as far as me being your Amsoil dealer. Now, the other thing we're going to do as part of announcements is I want to talk to you about the Lancaster Motel in Lancaster, New Hampshire. They do a lot to support this podcast, as well as modern and vintage snowmobiling in Lancaster, New Hampshire. There's just so much history in Lancaster, New Hampshire. And if you're planning to do some trail riding and you'd like to combine it with some snowmobile history, there's no better destination to do that than at the Lancaster Motel. They're right on Corridor Trail 5. You can snowmobile from your door. And they're a short walk away from Crane's Snowmobile Museum. The snowmobile club in town, the Drift Dusters, they are the first snowmobile club in America. So you can ride some of those legacy trails, some of the first organized trails in America. Also, right behind the motel is the location where the first Ski-Doo snowmobiles were imported into the U.S. Just so much history there. So it's a wonderful way to combine history with some trail riding, and it's a way to support some people who have been very, very good friends, not only to this podcast, but to the snowmobile community. So if you want to kind of keep it in the family, if you will, as far as, doing things with people who are friendly to snowmobilers, there's no better place than that. Now, the other thing I'm going to talk to you about as part of announcement kind of ties into that, because the Lancaster Motel is part of that. The next few Sunday nights, you've probably seen my good friend Midge Rosebrook on this podcast in the past. He and I are going to be doing live podcasts the next 2 or 3 Sunday nights. He's the founder of the Eastern Snowmobile Racing Hall of Fame. Now, he and I, over the years, have taken a lot of footage around Lancaster, gone to a lot of sites of these old, where these things happened. He's got a lot of old photographs and a lot of things that they're associated with this history I've been talking to you about. And I've been just sitting on this footage for like a couple of years, and we've been talking, and the next few Sunday nights, we're going to be putting it together and do kind of a history and memories night for the next few Sunday nights, 8 p.m. So wherever you're viewing this right now, just circle back on Sunday night at 8 o'clock Eastern time, and we're going to be talking to you about all kinds of memories and history associated with Lancaster. And like I said, Lancaster just has so much going on in the way of history, and we've just got all these cool clips associated with that. So please join us Sunday night if this sounds interesting to you. Got a couple of quick comments to come in, and we're going to take those and get back into the podcast. Oh, our good friend Jim Layton from Limestone, Maine. We've got to get him on sometime in the near future. He's been on every season we've been doing this podcast, and he always brings some cool show and tell items for us to look at. Reese Fleury says, I'm going to order soon. Wonderful. We are looking forward to that, Reese, and we do very much appreciate that. Please send a link for Sunday, Mike. Yes, I will send that to you privately on email. Absolutely. And if you miss that for some reason, just circle back where you're viewing right now, and we'll be here waiting for you for that history and memories night. So let me switch gears. We've got a lot more to look at tonight. We're on item number 3. Now, a couple of weeks ago, January the 6th, I went to the Vintage Snowmobile Rally in Washington, Vermont, and I managed to forget my camera. But thankfully, my brother lives nearby, and he was there with his camera, and he took some footage for me. Thank God, he saved the day. So let's take a look at some of his video clips. And this computer's taking a moment to, it's choking here. Hold on a second. Yeah, I'm getting the old hourglass. Yeah, we've just got to wait it out. If I start clicking things, it's going to crash the. Here we go. All right, so here's my brother Brian. Here's his video clips. Let's take a look. So yeah, thank you so much to my brother Brian for saving the day with that video footage. Art, any reactions to what we were just looking at there?
That Articat was very nicely done. Very nicely done. The snow jet next to it, that brought back some memories for me. I had one time, and I had the old steel cable recoil on it, and you'd pull on that to try and get the thing running.
Yes.
All the time. And the Kawasaki's, the Interceptors, fast sleds for their time. Fast sleds.
Yes.
Without a doubt. Sharp looking too. They really were. Must have been cold at the show. The one guy that's sitting on the sled there, he looks pretty stiff, like it's pretty cold. But
definitely rigor mortis.
Yep.
Maybe
and of course, John Deere.
Name, rigor and mortis. Yes.
Yeah. John Deere. You know that was a fast sled too in its time.
Yeah. And then we were talking earlier about the early Polarises. I think this is one of the earlier ones.
Yep. Yep. Absolutely. The John Deeres, they had one. I had a John Deere Spitfire, and I bought that one too out of somebody's backyard, and I brought it home and I got it thing running, and I thought I cleaned the carburetor good enough, and it sat there and idled and perfect and go slow fine. But as soon as it went to the high jet, it bogged out, threw me right over the windshield on the thing. It's like,
Oh wow, almost like a Jake break.
Yep.
Oh, crazy.
And them sleds weighed nothing.
Sure.
Yep.
And Rob, any reactions to what we're looking at?
Art, what do the people say about when you walk them through their backyard and see what they got?
Yeah.
Yeah.
My wife says, keep your eye on the road.
If anybody knows of a place that redo the Arctic Cat seats, I got an old one I'm going to start working on this summer. I can't find any place that redoes the leopard seats, the pattern.
Oh, I know somebody. I can't think.
Redoes them.
Yes, there's someone in New Hampshire. I'm trying to think of her name. Evie. Oh, I'll think of it and I'll message you. She does an excellent job.
Good.
In fact, a lot of the seats at this particular show and the Northern New England shows, she's probably done. She can do seats like this one you're looking at, and like more of that yellow leopard print too. She does those.
Yeah, mine's the opposite. Mine had the leopard in the center and black on each outside, which I never seen before.
Sure. I'll get her name and I'll message you her contact information. I can't think of her last name, but she does excellent work, and she's well known in New Hampshire, has an excellent reputation for doing those old leopard skin seats from the early 70s. Definitely.
I like the way they line them up in years. That way you can see what different companies are doing that time of year.
Yeah.
John Deere's, they were so nice and light too.
Yes, they were.
You didn't mind lifting them in the back of a pickup truck back in those days.
Yeah.
Yeah. There were so many different companies that, whether they were a outboard motor company or a tractor company or something, that all made snowmobiles. It was really something else. Yep.
It's true. Everybody was in that game. Oh, and we've got comments coming in. In fact, we've got here we go. I've got an answer to your question too here. Let me find my place here. Okay, here someone on Facebook is saying, love those Kawasaki's. David from Alaska Railroad says, I really like that all blue Snowjet. Ben Thomas says, looks like a very nice show based on the footage tonight and the last clips you showed. And yes, I have to give kudos to this Washington show. It's a very well organized show, very well established show. And yeah, they do a really good job. And the only thing is, if you're going, you want to get there early because it's so popular now that parking becomes an issue. So you want to get there early. And that's saying something too, because there's plenty of parking there, but it's just so well attended that, the place just becomes jammed, which is a nice problem to have. Someone on Facebook saying, hello, everyone. Kevin Colhane says, loves the Kawasaki Interceptor. Okay, here's the name of the woman who does those seats, Evelyn Farrell. And she does an excellent job. Oh, and we've got a few people seconding that. Yeah, here we go. Reese Fleury says, Evelyn Farrell. Jim Holbrook says Evelyn Farrell. Mark Radil says she's very well known in New Hampshire and Vermont, and she does an excellent job.
Everybody's recommended her.
Definitely. In fact, the people who are commenting on that, please let us know, like a thumbs up, or if you feel like she does an excellent job, maybe make a comment as to the quality of her work. Yeah, everyone's saying Evelyn Farrell. Yeah, absolutely.
Maybe I'll send the seat down to her and we'll get her to do a video of how she does it.
We should, yeah, for sure. Now, someone's joking saying it's related to Will Ferrell, the actor, which I tend to doubt, but that is pretty funny. So Ben Thomas says, just ask Reese, he will know. So it sounds like Reese has probably had some seats done by her. And also, while we've got Ben Thomas on the screen, Ben, those discs that I owe you are in the mail. They're supposed to arrive Saturday, so you should have those anytime now. Alan Gove says, Leopard Seats by Evelyn Farrell. Alan Gove says he has her number. Wonderful. Yeah. So Alan, if you can send me that in a private message, I'll send that on to Rob. In fact, let me put my email address on the screen here. I'm switching around screens right here. That's the best way to contact me. If you could send her phone number to that email address, I will forward that on to her.
Knowledgeable people on this Zoom.
We sure do. I gotta give compliments to our viewers. Very, very knowledgeable. Dirk Seam says, was the Spitfire a John Deere with no chain case, just a direct drive off the belt? I think he's asking about the Spitfire that Art had.
Yes, it was. No chain case, direct drive.
Direct. Wow. And James Whiteside says, wow, twin 250. Didn't know they made a twin 250. Sweet. And Ben Thomas says, Evelyn has a very solid reputation for quality work. Jim Colebrook seconds that. Jim Holbrook, I should say, saying she does awesome work. Reese Fleury says, going to see her Saturday to pick up a seat. There we go. And then Pong by Atari says, there used to be a wheel horse dealer 10 minutes from me. I don't see many of those around anymore. Ben Thomas says, thank you, Mike. Looking forward to spreading the gospel about the podcast. And yes, I appreciate your efforts on that, Ben, to get the word out about the podcast. Also, 7:30 tomorrow night, Ben, keep an eye out on the Vintage Snowmobile Lovers Facebook page. Going to be popping a graphic for your upcoming show to help get the word out on that. Also, someone on Facebook says, Ev did at least 25 seats for me, and all of them came out great. That's Armand Buteau in Pittsburgh, New Hampshire. So, yeah, Evelyn is getting some rave reviews tonight, as well as she should. I've seen her work for many years, met her a few times. Yeah, she deserves all of these compliments that she's getting tonight. Okay, let's switch screens here. We are on item number 4. This is some footage from the 2023 Vintage Snowmobile Show at Crane's Snowmobile Museum. Also, I'm running this for a reason that his next snowmobile show is coming up just in a couple of weeks on Saturday, February the 3rd in Lancaster, New Hampshire. It's very much worth a look. The footage we're going to look at right now, it was sub-zero last year when they had this event, so they didn't get the turnout they usually do. They usually have 50 to 100 sleds there, and there were not that many last year for the reason of the cold that I was talking about. But it's still a great show. Let's take a look.
Yeah, that's Paul Crane over there in the green coat. Catch up with him in a little while. Got a cool old Panther, probably 71, 72, I'm thinking, with a cutter. Oh man, it is cold. That wind is raw. Oh, another Panther too. It's probably 73 or 74 maybe. Oh, purple power lube. Roto lube.
How you doing?
Hey, good. How are you? Are these yours?
These are.
Cool, yeah. You feel like talking them up on camera?
Yeah, no problem.
Just, my name is, and then just talk them up.
Yeah, this is that's a 96 Thundercat.
Yeah.
It got 670 miles on it.
Wow.
Original.
Yeah.
These are all factory Articat skis and stuff. Back in the day, they had options and stuff.
Yeah.
Like the ski loops, the skis. The handle grips.
Yeah.
The little side piece, the brake lever and stuff like that. That's a 68 Panther right there.
68 Panther. Wow.
Single cylinder.
Yeah.
300 horse motor in it.
300 Earth. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. Only thing been done, the hood been painted a little bit on it, but we buffed it out and cleaned it up some.
Nice. I like that plate.
Yeah.
68 cat.
Well, I
That's
got
very
that. Yeah. This one joke. I actually, when I put it on my trail, it was because of that.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
And so I think I put it on that. Yeah. So 55 years old now.
That's amazing, huh?
So, yeah.
And that leopard print looks real nice too, huh?
Yeah.
That looks really nice.
Yeah, this been in a trailer for, I say, at least 12 years.
Really?
We took
12
it.
years.
We just took it out, cleaned it all up. Then I had a bunch of accessories, like the skis and this and that. So we just put a few things on it, just dress it up a little bit.
Yeah. Let's see, and then your name is Frank Edmondson from Gorham, New Hampshire.
Yeah.
Cool deal. I want to come around this side and get it. Oh, and you got the pizza cutter things on there.
Pizza cutters too.
Yeah. Those are cool.
And that's the original hat for the snowmobile too.
Oh, under the
hood
thing
there.
there. Yeah.
Back in 96.
Nice.
Yeah, the
Very
pizza
cool.
cutters.
That's a nice shape.
I don't know if you knew, before the runners come out, that's what they had.
Before
the
they had
pizza cutters.
carbides, yeah, to give them a bite in the corner.
And I'm not 100% sure, but I was told many years ago, Snowjet is actually the one that comes out with the sliders.
Really?
How true that is, I don't know, but that's what I heard.
Interesting.
And like when the circle tracks,
Yeah.
it was all ice, so that's what they put the pizza cutters on.
Give them an edge in the corner.
When they got the groove and stuff going.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the thing back in the day.
That's a great idea.
And as you can see, no shocks or nothing in it.
Sure. Wow.
All rough riding.
Yeah, just that leaf spring.
A little single cylinder.
Yeah.
And when it starts up, it's pot, 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 pot. You know what I mean? It sounds pretty good.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very cool. Oh, and I've got this for you for doing this with me. And are you with this guy here?
Yeah,
I'm going to give you two. One for you, one for him.
Oh, thank you.
Got a free DVD and an Amsoil catalog. Yeah, if you can give him one.
I will.
Yeah.
All right, thank you.
Appreciate it. Nice meeting you, man. Thanks for talking these up. Cool. And then we've got Ray Parento's Rups here. We're going to be talking these up in a little while. We're going to catch up with him and get him to talk these up. I think I saw on Facebook that he got a new sled recently. Not new, but new to him. This might be it here, actually. 76 Merc. Snow Twister. So I think he had a Trail Twister and he sold it. But there we go. This is probably what, 73, 74 maybe? A 440 Harley? 73 Harley Davidson, owned by Bob Chaplin. Cool deal. Got a little ski-doo going by. How's it going? And what is this? It looks like a Snowjet hood, but I don't know. This is a 74 Yamaha, owned by Neil Cedarbear. Cedarbear? Okay. I was thinking this tunnel looked kind of like a Snowjet, but no. That's a Yamaha. Cool. Let's go down this aisle here. How's it going?
How are you?
Good. Enjoying these tropical breezes?
Oh, yeah. Oh, for sure.
Crazy, huh? Do you have sleds here?
Yeah, we rode in our new ones.
Oh, nice. Sweet.
We got a bunch of old ones, but
Sweet.
Yeah, we were gonna bring one today and decided not to.
Sure.
Should have brought it, but we didn't. So.
What would that have been?
88 Indy 650.
Yeah, sweet. Polaris.
Yeah. So,
Sweet.
yeah, you got first place at the Iron
Yeah.
Pond Show last year.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so he's gonna bring it. Decided
The
not to.
unrestored that
Yeah.
year class.
Nice.
It's in good shape. He rode it. He rode it when he was a kid. It was
Yeah.
my wife's sled.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Let's get some
I
history
sold
to it. Family history.
Yeah, we sold it, and I ended up getting it back from the person we sold it to because we knew the person and
Yeah.
got it back. It doesn't run great, but it's a work in progress.
Nice. I want to make sure you both. You want to be on camera?
Sure.
Cool. Yeah. And what were your names?
I'm Justin. He's Bill.
Cool. Father and son.
Yep.
Nice.
Yep.
Cool.
Yeah, we have a camp at Granby we rode over on the two sleds. So.
Nice. The sleds right over
Newer
there.
ones.
Yeah.
Nice.
Luxurious models.
Yeah. Yeah. Compared to these.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've come a long way, haven't they?
Yeah.
I
Crazy.
like riding these things.
Oh, for sure. A lot of history.
Yep.
Well, I've got something for you for coming on camera.
Sure.
Get two of these here. Yeah, free DVD and an Amsoil catalog.
Oh, great.
One for each of you there.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Yeah, well, thank you. I appreciate you being on camera.
Cool. Thanks for having us.
Cool deal. We'll catch up with you guys inside.
We just came from there.
Yeah,
Sorry, we're going to rip to now.
Oh, cool. Back to the trails?
Back to the
Yeah,
trails.
Sweet.
Can't waste a day, no, you know.
No, it's too nice.
Winter's too short.
Yes.
Make
Cool.
most of it while we can.
Yeah. Nice meeting you guys.
Nice meeting you.
Good riding.
Thank you.
Very cool. So there you go. The Crane Snowmobile Show in Lancaster, New Hampshire, coming up in just a couple of weeks on February the 3rd, Saturday, February the 3rd. If you're in northern New England, it's very much worth a look. It's a great show. There's not only 50 to 100 sleds outside, but in the building behind, let me see if I can find that building. There's another 100 sleds inside the building. That brown building right there. I'm trying to get it on the screen. Anyway, yeah, the brown building in the background is 100 sleds in there. That's Crane's Snowmobile Museum. Very much worth a look. But and one last thought. That guy Frank I was talking to that had these two cats, he buys Amsoil from us. So we want to thank him so very much for helping to support the podcast. I'm going to try to see if I can get him. Yeah, that guy right there. He buys Amsoil and helps to support the podcast. So we really appreciate that. Rob, any reactions to what we've been looking at?
How many miles did you say it was on that T-Cat?
I don't remember. I don't think it was very many.
I thought it was like 400 or 500 miles on it.
Wow, could be.
Most of my friends do that in a day.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was in nice shape.
Oh, was it ever?
900 cc. I bet that moves right along.
And how come Harley didn't put a V twin in their motor in their snowmobile?
Good point.
Yeah.
Did Harley actually make the snowmobile, or somebody else made it for them?
I think it was AMF and they bought it or something. I'm not 100% sure.
Oh, yes, it does say AMX. It does say that on the hood.
Yes, it does.
Yeah, it's
Yep.
something like that.
Yep.
My understanding is they were nice machines, but apparently they were very heavy.
Because a lot of manufacturer had somebody else make them. Like Vikings were made by Polaris for a while, then somebody else made them.
Sure. And Art, reactions?
That there must have been an intense amount of elbow grease put into that 68 Panther for that body to shine like that.
Oh, yes.
Somebody's got too much time in their hand.
Yeah, absolutely. Right, absolutely. Yep.
And that's quite possible. That might be a seat by Evelyn, too. She does those.
Yeah.
He probably won some awards with that.
Yes, I'm sure he did.
Yeah.
That was
I like
a very nice
about the
example.
pizza cutters.
Yes.
My dad had a machine similar like that. He took my old skate blades and put them on the bottom.
There we go.
It would toss you sometimes.
Yeah,
oh, really? It would really bite, huh?
Oh, it was too much. Yeah.
Sure. Oh, and we've got a comment that's come in. David from Alaska Railroad says that Rupp Magnum is so sweet, and the Snow Twister too. Yeah, those are Ray Parento's sleds. He has an amazing collection, and his sleds have been on this podcast many times. Those are his Rupps and Snow Twister right there. Yeah, he's been on this podcast many times. Oh, and then go ahead. I'm sorry.
The Rupp is one that I want to get at some point too. I had one and I made the mistake of getting rid of it. And I never should have. I had the 72 Nitro 400, and I really like that sled.
Yes, very nice. Oh, and Jeffrey Patton says they are Ski Daddler sleds. I think you might be talking about the Harley. That might be who was making those.
Oh yeah.
I'm not positive, but that's possible. But yeah, there we go. Trying to get that Harley back in the shot here. Oh, and then James Spranger says, great show tonight. We appreciate that, James, and we're glad you're here with us. Let me remove this one, and we've got more to look at. And we are running out of time, so I need to pick up the pace a little bit. We're on item number 6. We're going to take a look at some footage from the 2022 Vintage Snowmobile Show in Newport Center, Vermont. And there's a reason why I've selected this clip also. Their next show is January 27th, just I think next weekend, and I'm planning to go. I'm hoping if you're in the area that you will join us as well. It's a great show. This is their 3rd annual, and they do a great job with this show. Let me get a clip to show you here, and you'll see what I'm talking about. So at some point I want to find the owner of this ski rule and get some comments from him. They say he's wearing a Yamaha outfit. He's a younger guy. I also want to get some comments with the organizers of this. Now our friend Brian Rombelot says there's still quite a few shows coming up at Hobbs Brewery, Crane Snowmobile Museum, which is February 5th. Also the State Fair in Rutland, Vermont. I think it's February 17th or 19th. I'm not positive on that, but if you're curious, look it up on Facebook. Also the Bear Brook Snowmobile Museum. Hello, Keith. Thank you for the compliment. And we got a lot of modern folks stopping by to check out the goings-on. And I'm going to try to catch up with some of the organizers here for some comments from them. And I was talking to one of the groomer guys in charge of the groomers. I think I'm going to get a ride in one of these groomers at some point and do some video with that. So that could be fun.
I hate to tell you this.
It is, yeah. We're live on Facebook with 20 people watching.
Cool, a whole 20 people?
Yeah, wow. We had 50 earlier, but...
How many? 150?
50.
50?
Yeah, but it'll get plenty of views throughout the day. But you want to say hi? What was your name?
Yeah, I live around here.
Nice.
Yeah. You don't?
Derby Line.
Derby Line?
Yeah, not too far.
Yeah.
Now, what was your name?
Randy.
Randy.
Matheson.
Nice to meet you, Randy.
Newport Center.
Nice. So you're a member of the club here?
Yeah.
Good,
yeah.
good.
I've been for 30 years.
Yeah, nice.
30, 20 some years, 30 years.
And this club was founded in 1975, I think.
74.
74, yeah. Nice. So been around for almost 50 years.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Back in the heyday.
Yeah, I wasn't here back then. I was in Wisconsin.
Wisconsin, yeah. How do you have...
Here, but, divorced parents, they ship back and forth.
Oh, wow, yeah.
I was more or less raised on a tobacco farm in Stoughton, Wisconsin.
Oh, no kidding. Yeah. Now, do you have vintage sleds here today?
I have an old sled, but I don't have a vintage one here. I have an older one, but this one's 21 years old. But
yeah. Well, let's talk it up for a second. You feel like talking it up?
Well, it's just a 500 Trail Indy.
Yeah.
Supported and polished.
Nice.
Yeah, it's fun to ride. It's my wife's.
Your wife's, yeah?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I can't ride these these newer sleds. I've tried.
With a rider forward, is that
Yeah,
uncomfortable?
I can't do the forward riding style. I've been on an Indy my whole life basically. And
Yeah.
first one I ever had sitting right there, the Ruck.
Oh, yes,
I
yeah.
had one of them when I lived in Stoughton, Wisconsin.
The one on the very end there.
73.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
So you're gonna run this podcast all day?
As long as I can, yeah. As long as the battery holds up and the temperature doesn't get messed with the camera.
Well, it's just gonna do nothing but get warmer now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I figure if the camera's holding up with this temperature,
Yeah.
that should be okay.
Yeah. It's a little above zero now.
Oh, good. Yeah, it's warming right up.
Yeah, it was 15 below when I got here.
Yeah, it was cold.
Almost didn't come.
Yeah. I looked at that thermometer when I get up. I was like, oh, what am I doing?
God, I couldn't see halfway here. I mean, besides wearing glasses, my shit, like fogged up. Just I don't have one of them fancy electric shields, you know.
Yeah.
You're
Cool.
breathing it, it's gonna fog up.
Yes. Now, you don't know where the owner of that ski rule is, do you? I want to try
The owner of
to...
the ski rule.
Is that him opening the hood?
Yeah, I think he just tipped it up. You might
That
wanna
might
go
be,
over
yeah.
there.
I wanna try to
Not
get
too
some-
many people will put their hands on their sled unless they own
Yeah,
it.
unless they own it. Yeah, definitely. Well, cool. It was nice to meet you, man.
Yeah, you too.
Take care, Andy.
Yeah.
Is this your ski rule? Do you mind making some comments? We're live on Facebook.
Sure.
Cool. Yeah, just kind of like my name is, and this is my...
Steph Vincent, this is my 1971 ski rule. Grandpa bought it original. Brand new in 1971.
Wow, so this has been in the family all these years.
Yep.
That's amazing.
Yep. Everything's original.
Wow. That's in nice shape. So no restorations or anything. It's a survivor. That's cool. That seat's in nice shape too, isn't it? It's 71, you say, right? Yeah, we're competing with noise over there. I'll give them a minute. You've got that rup going over there. 71 rup, I think. So you've been riding this since you were a kid then? Mm-hmm. Nice. Now, has it been used all these years, or was it in the barn for...
We stored it for a while, yeah.
Yeah? Nice.
12 years since it's been out.
Okay.
Ready to go.
Good. Did it need much after 12 years?
Nope, put the gas in it.
Really?
Yep.
Nice. Just a little gas and it's ready to roll. It's funny, I remember these when I was a kid. We used to go trail riding, and there was a family with like, I don't know, 4 kids, and they all had ski rules, so we'd meet them on the trail, putting down the trail with like half a dozen ski rules. Little convoy, ski rule convoy. So whenever I see these, it makes me think of that. Yeah, that's really nice. Oh yes, John Spranger Jr. wants me to check out the Blizzard. Yeah, we will do exactly that. Cool. Oh, and I've got something for you for doing this on camera with me. Got a DVD for you. There you go. Yeah, well, nice meeting you. I appreciate it. Cool, yeah, let's check out that Blizzard. Yeah, we're going to get a close-up on this Blizzard. I got to find the owner. I want him to talk it up. I saw him pull in, but I don't remember what he was wearing as far as trying to identify him. Just creating shade on this thing. I remember really liking these back in the day, these Blizzards. The 79 when they came out with that new body style. That was really hot. This is probably like 77 or 78 though. I don't know. Maybe it's a 79. 'Cause I think this color scheme started in 79. Anyone know? Anyone want to make comments? This is what I think this is as far as the year. So yeah, there you go. Art, reactions to that?
Nothing like the old days where the carburetor was right there at your belt line and spitting some gas out of the carburetor, and you get a little backfire out of it and light things up for you.
Yeah.
Or if you had a long scarf on, it would suck it in and it'd be sticking out the exhaust.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, I really like that ski rule though. I like the color of that.
Yeah, those
Real
are nice.
color.
A lot of memories with that.
You know, the
And the Blizzard, the Blizzard, I'm not familiar that much with that model. They seem like they're very popular though. I don't know how fast they were. They sure look like they'd go fast.
Definitely. Yeah, one of the sexier sleds on the snow.
I want to say like
they came in
78 or
different
so.
models, a 5500, 7500, then they had a 9500.
Yeah.
That was fast, but it was heavy. Oh, it was heavy. If you got it stuck, it took 4 people to try to get it out.
Oh, wow.
It was a lake runner.
Sure. Oh, and we've got plenty of comments coming in. Let's see. Okay, here we go. Jeffrey Patton says, yes, Harley Davidson. I think he's talking about the Ski Daddler. Yes, okay. I think it was made by Ski Daddler. Alan Gove says, hope to see you in Lancaster. Might bring a couple of sleds. Well, good. I will look for you. And please look for me, too, because I'm not sure what you look like. But if you see me, please be sure and say hi. Someone on Facebook says, looking for a Sunday night podcast with you and Midge. Yes, please be sure and tune in Sunday night. We're going to be going live here, Midge and I, the next 2 or 3 weeks with a lot of memories and history around Lancaster, all the things that were happening in Lancaster in the 60s and 70s. David from Alaska Railroad says, cool, looking forward to seeing your groomer video. I haven't talked to that guy since, but I know how to reach him. I should see what I can do with that. Also, someone saying, another great show. Hello to Art and Rob. Mark Rydell says, definitely a 79 Blizzard. Dominic Kane says, just logged in. I forgot I'm in a different time zone tonight and missed the show. No worries. Once you're done, just go back and watch it right from the beginning. Mark Rydell says it was a 78. In 78, it was the 6500. Then the 79, it was the 7500. Yes, you're right. You're right. Ben Thomas says, thank you for a great show, gentlemen. Good evening to everyone. Reese Fleury says, great show as usual. We appreciate that. Now we've got one more clip. It's a short clip. Let me cue it up here. This is also from Crane's Snowmobile Show. I think it was, I don't remember which year, but anyway, last week when we were looking at this, there was a whippet that we were looking at, and we were waiting for a guy to find his son to talk up the whippet. I found that footage over the last week, so we're going to hear him talk up the whippet. One last comment I need to make about the Crane Snowmobile Show that's coming up Saturday, February 3rd. It's their 10th annual. And he's planning to pull out all the stops, if you will, to make it a special show. He's got extra trophies, and there's going to be all kind of food there and everything, and a whole bunch of sleds. So if you're in the area, it's very much worth a look to go to the Crane Snowmobile Show. And here's a look at Jason Gibbs talking up his 1972 Whippet. Let's take a look.
72 Whippet, I believe. They made it from 72, 73, and 74. Some 75s, I guess. They made a purple one, a blue one, and a red one. I do have the matching sleigh to this. They only made 3 sleighs.
Wow.
I've been found out. And I have the purple one that matches the snowmobile.
Wow.
They have a 399 in them. They have a 340 and a 295. All JLO motors. This is a Prowler. They made 2 different models. One was a wide track, one was a short, narrow track. This is the wider track one.
That's $399, huh?
And they're all $399. Yeah. See, this is a Blazer. The Blazer was a wide track. The Prowler was a narrow track. They're made in J-Maine. Other than that, I don't know that much about them. I had a chance. I chased this one for 2 years, and I offered the guy some money, and he took it. So now it's got a home for life.
Nice. Well, that's cool. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.
Cool.
70.
So yeah, Jason Gibbs, he's a regular at that Crane show. You'll probably see him there in a couple of weeks with some interesting sleds. He's got a lot of interesting sleds. He's got an RXL. And go ahead. I'm sorry.
You gotta like that name, Whippet.
Yes, definitely. Definitely. Any reactions to that, Rob?
That's what they should have called the snow ponies. You whipped them or something.
Yes.
That's nice to know the history about all of them, and he's got the matching sleigh and all that go with it.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. And Art?
Yeah, I've never heard of the sled myself before, but it's he's a very nice shaped sled. Very nice.
Yes.
Really, really nice shape, for sure.
Definitely. Yeah. And the styling cues of that remind me very similar to maybe like a 72 Panther or Cheetah. There's a lot of similar styling cues there, like the way that bumper comes around in the front. And then kind of the stance of it looks like the 72 model year for the Cat. And Jason's a great guy too. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
I had a 72 Rolleiflex, and that looked very much like an old Panther Arctic Cat, but had a Yamaha motor on it.
Yeah. Nice. Very nice. Well, cool. Let me remove this. And we have gone over a little bit late tonight, which is not a big issue, but it is time to wind it down. I want to give everyone a chance for some final comments. Oh, we've got comments that have come in too. We'll take those. Reese Fleury says, great show as usual. Appreciate that. Thank you, Mike. Once again, a great show. Appreciate that. Mark Radil says, a great show. Thanks to all, and we thank you. David from Alaska Railroad says, very nice show tonight. Thank you. Art, any final comments before we wind it down?
It was just great being invited onto the show to show you some of my sleds, and in the future I'll get some more to show you.
Absolutely, we'd love to have you back on once you get some more footage for it.
And again, to meet both of you as well.
Yes, this has been a blast. This has been wonderful.
And the next footage will be Art driving them.
I hope so.
That'd be cool.
Get some
drive-bys.
So. We'll have some snow. Getting a little snow now, so maybe I can.
Yeah, get some good drive-bys. Yep. Absolutely. Be sure to say hello to the missus for us too.
I will.
Cool deal. And Rob, any final thoughts?
Great show, great selection of machines, some I've never seen before. I like the pizza cutter idea.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, and we've got David from Alaska Railroads saying, very nice show tonight. Thank you. We've got Rich Shad said, have a good evening. Kevin Culhane says, great show. Nice Polaris sleds, Art. Chat soon, Mike and Rob. Glenn Ford says, awesome show, guys. Well, cool. Thank you so much, everyone, the viewers, and to Art and Rob and everyone who comes by to hang out with us every Thursday night. We really appreciate that. It's so much fun.
Have a great night. We look forward to seeing you on Sunday night, Mike.
Yes, absolutely. And as always, last word goes to Amsoil. Have a good evening, everybody. Hello, everyone. This is Rob and Mike. How you doing today, Rob?
I'm doing good. Mike, yourself?
Very well. Thank you so much for coming on. I appreciate it. Now, today, we're going to be talking about Amsoil. And in a few moments, we're going to show you how you can get the deepest discounts, free shipping, and free gifts when you order your Amsoil products through us. But first, I'm going to ask Rob to give you a quick description of what Amsoil is and why you should consider using Amsoil products in your motorized vehicles.
Thanks, Mike. Amsoil is 100% synthetic oil. Everybody uses Amsoil for a different reason. Some people like the benefits that Amsoil is warranted for 25,000 miles or 1 year. The reason we can do that is because Amsoil doesn't oxidize. It doesn't form the usual carbons, gums, sludges like petroleum oils do. That's why we can keep it in the engines longer. Petroleum oils never do wear out. They oxidize themselves. That's why they have to be changed at 3,000 kilometers. And Amsoil likes the benefit that you only have to change the oil once a year. That saves them money. Some of the people like the benefit of Amsoil is it's a slipperier type lube. By having a slipperier type lube, it cuts down friction and drag. By less friction and drag, engines run 20 to 50 degrees cooler, better gas mileage. Now, Amsoil says 25% more protection than the industry requires is in the Amsoil bottles. My average customer gets about 10% increase in gas mileage. That's a big savings.
Yeah.
And by cutting down friction and drag, for every 10 degrees you cut down the friction and drag, doubles the life of the engine. So by having the engine run cooler, it makes it last longer. Some people like the benefit of the range of the Amsoil. Amsoil's flash point is 425 degrees, and it pours at 50 below zero. Wow. If you ever tried petroleum oil when it's 10 below, it turns to honey. And in the summertime, petroleum oil thins out, and once it thins out, that's when it starts breaking down. So Amsoil's an all-season oil, can give you better gas mileage, longer engine life, less maintenance. It ends up being cheaper over a year's time running Amsoil than it is petroleum oils.
That's amazing. That's amazing. And Amsoil is available for pretty much any motorized vehicle, anything from lawn equipment, cars, trucks, boats, ATVs, motorcycles, snowmobiles.
Yep. And a lot of people phone me up and say, well, what's the benefit of our gear lube? Exactly what I told you about the engine oil. It pours in cold weather, it runs cooler, makes the equipment last longer. And they say, well, what's the benefit of the small engine? Same thing. Makes the engine run cooler, last longer, better performance. So it saves on all the applications that Amsoil has available.
Wonderful, wonderful. So yeah, let's talk now. Hopefully this has convinced people to think about maybe joining us in the Amsoil experience. Let's talk about some of the discounts and free shipping and how that all happens. I'm going to pop a graphic on the screen. And yeah, by all means, if you want to talk people through how this preferred customer program works.
Amsoil has a number of different programs. One of our main ones is a catalog customer, where somebody can order directly out of our catalog. If they order out of the catalog, they order $100 worth, Amsoil will ship it right to their house. But our best program is our preferred customer, For only $10 for 6 months, you become a preferred customer, you save 25% on all the product. You order $100 worth, they're going to give you free shipping. You don't have to order a whole case. You can mix and match. Say you want 4 bottles of small engine, 7 bottles of 5W30, and a couple of gear loops. You can mix and match. You can order 1 bottle at a time if you want. There's no minimums, no maximums. By being a preferred customer, you save over 25% on all the products you're going to buy. Amsoil sends you extra gifts, a $5 gift certificate on your birthday, $5 when you renew your account and stuff like that. So it's a good way to save on some of the products you want to buy.
For sure, for sure. Yeah, it's an incredible value. And this is the deepest level of discount that anyone can get when ordering Amsoil. Is that correct?
It is. It is.
Wonderful, wonderful. So let's take people through the step-by-step experience of placing an Amsoil order. Then that would include signing up for the preferred customer discount, or sorry, preferred customer program, so they can receive those deepest levels of discount. So let's go to the website. This is what the website's going to look like. These are some screenshots. Once you go to amsoil.com, there's a link in the description, or you can just type that into a browser, amsoil.com. This is the page you land on. At the upper corner of the page there, you see how I've circled in red. That is the link to click, the Join Now link. That will take you to the Preferred Customer Program page, where you can take advantage of all of these discounts and free shipping and everything that we've just been talking about. This is what that page looks like. In the lower right, you're going to click Join Now. This will pop up. You select the duration you'd like, whether it's 6 months or 12 months, and click Add to Cart. Now, once this pop-up goes away, you'll be back on the main page. And the upper left, you'll see where I've got that red arrow. It says Shop. Now you can start shopping for products, and on your very first order, you're going to get these discounts and the free shipping as long as it's over $100. You'll get all of these benefits right away. So once you click Shop, it's going to take you to the product page. There's different types of oils, lubricants, so on and so forth. For the benefit of this exercise we're doing now, I'm just going to click motor oil. It shows different types of motor oil. Let's click gasoline. Now this takes us to an item. It's their synthetic motor oil. And you can see the item there, and there's choices for different viscosities. But take a look at the price. Let's take a closer look. Let's zoom in. But if you've joined the preferred customer program first, you're going to automatically get the deepest levels of discount. That's what we're looking at here. You're saving $3.80 on that quart of oil. Instead of paying $16.29, you're now paying $12.49 for that quart of oil. That is the deepest level of discount you can possibly get. And then you just add the quantity that you'd like. You select any other items that you're thinking about, add them to the cart. And once you click Add to Cart for the final time, you're going to see this come up at the top of the screen. It's going to show your items and your the total that you're at so far. Pardon me. And then you just click View Cart in the upper right, and that'll take you to your cart. Take a close look here at the upper right. That blue box shows that you're getting free shipping. You're eligible for free shipping on this order because it's over $100. That little yellow box shows that you've got the preferred customer membership on your order that gives you the deepest levels of discounts for the next 6 to 12 months. And then below that, you've got the items that have been selected. For the exercise here, I selected 9 quarts of the signature series, but that brings us up over $100 for the free shipping. We're saving $34.20. And if you're ready to finish, you click Checkout Now, and that takes you to this screen here. If you haven't signed up with an Amsoil account at this point, just click in the lower right to create an account, create a new account. It's going to ask you for some basic information, name and those types of things. Now let's take a closer look. You'll see this gray shaded box. This is a very important box. This is going to ask you if someone has referred you to Amsoil. And if so, please enter my name. My name is Mike Lapierre. It's spelled right there on the screen for the correct spelling. And also the referral number, 304-555-94. That's how you make sure that Rob and I get credit for this. Now, in the interest of full disclosure, I have signed up for Amsoil under Rob. So when you order using this referral number, Rob and I both benefit. So if you enjoy these podcasts that we're doing, this is a wonderful way to support the podcast, because when you order using this referral number, Rob and I both benefit. And the commissions I make go directly toward offsetting the cost of doing these podcasts. So I thank you in advance for that, for using my referral number. I very much appreciate it. And once you've done that, you just go into the next screen to enter your payment information, and you're done. Now, once you've placed your order that's over $100, and that order includes your Amsoil Preferred Customer Program, you are now eligible to get a free DVD from myself. Now, this is going to be either a muscle car DVD or a vintage snowmobile DVD. Use the email address on the screen, wkspodcasts@gmail.com. Send me an email. Let me know which DVD you would like me to send you, the muscle car or the vintage snowmobile DVD, and I'll get that right out to you. As you're typing in that email, in the subject line, be sure and type in capital letters, free DVD requests, so it stands out as I'm checking my email, and we'll get that right out to you. So I guess the last thing, Rob, that we wanted to talk about is if someone is considering Amsoil as a business opportunity.
Yes. If anybody has a retail or a commercial account and they would like to buy directly from Amsoil, just send Mike a line. He'll show you how to set up, and you can buy directly from Amsoil. But if you are interested in starting your own part-time business, a part-time business that can grow into a full-time income, Mike and I will show you the Amsoil marketing plan. Amsoil has a large selection of products that cover almost every application. So it doesn't matter if you're into snowmobile, boating, or ATVing or hot rods, we have an oil for every application. It's a fun type business that's I really enjoy doing. Where else can I go and have fun and make money doing it? And Mike and I are here to help you all the way along. If you need any help on how to promote or to find new accounts, we're here to help you.
For sure, for sure. So when you sign up under that number, this 304-555-94, you're getting Rob and I as a team. Now, Rob has been doing Amsoil for 40 years. Can you believe that? 40 years. So he knows every aspect of this business, and he knows all of the ins and outs of the products. So he'll be able to help you with any kind of product questions or any kind of questions to show you the different business models that you can do with Amsoil. And then the other thing that you get when you sign up under me is I've got a strong background in social media. So if you need some coaching on how to generate Amsoil leads using Facebook and YouTube, I'm happy to coach you with that when you sign up under Rob and I. You get both of us as a team to help you, to coach you, to support you, whatever you need to get you off and running with this business and having fun with it. Like Rob said, it's an enormous amount of fun. If you're like Rob and I and you enjoy going to any kind of boat shows, car shows, motorcycle shows, snowmobile shows, anything with a motor, you like going to those shows, those events, those races, this is a great way to turn that into a income opportunity for you.
Yes. And just by wearing my Amsoil hat at one of these events, people come up and ask me about Amsoil. People don't know where to buy it, and I'm there to help them, show them where they can buy the product.
Perfect. Well, cool. Well, this is great. Any final thoughts, Rob, before we wrap it up?
Amsoil's a fun business. Amsoil's been around since 1968. It was the first synthetic oil to be AI approved.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing. And that's very early in the game too, isn't it?
Yes.
For sure. Well, good. Well, thank you so much, everyone, for viewing. Hopefully, we've gotten you excited as we are about the Amsoil products. We'd love it if you could join us either as someone who uses the Amsoil products or to join the Amsoil team as a business opportunity. And we thank you so much for viewing. Have a great day.
You have a good day.